comes to the food world, there are very few things I have not done. Benihana. We checked one off the list this week in New York City. My first time ever at a Benihana. Got a little clip for you. Soon we'll do a full show on that. But today we're going to take care of that fried chicken from last week. Hope you enjoy. The beans are on the barbecue. We got them going about 20 minutes ago, so we'll check them in a few. Let's get our chicken started. Tonight, now, a couple of days ago I showed you a fried chicken one way, and I used just corn oil. Tonight I've got a mixture of corn and canola oil. When I put it in, it was 70 degrees. Now let's see what temperature we're at. That's given a centigrade. I need it at Celsius. There we go. We're at 206. So we are working our way up. Now, the chicken has been marinated in this buttermilk. Today's Sunday. I put it in there Friday night. I was going to cook yesterday for Rob and Cindy. Lisa got sick, so I took Rob and Cindy out to dinner. We had a great meal at Finnegan's. That's where we went, Finnegan's. So I'm going to do chicken tonight for Lisa and me, along with baked beans, and I'm going to make a tossed green salad. Let's take a look now. Look at that. Oh, wow. Only thing that's going to happen here is this: the longer it stays in there, the more tender that poulet, the chicken, becomes. Okay. Now there's those pieces we cut up the other night. I'll show you those. We've got the video of that. Now, oil should be getting there. And you know I like to do my little, whenever I'm frying chicken, I have to make that joke about, it's shaking bacon, I helped. I just love that commercial as a kid. All right, our oil is getting there. I can see the little sheens across the top. I want to close this tightly. I love these Rubbermaid lids. Now let's just shake it. Shake it, shake it, don't break it, shake it, shake it. Isn't that the, what was Outcast saying that song, right? Okay, so that chicken should be coated nicely. And the reason I used a mixture of corn and canola, I just wanted to see how the flavor compared against just using corn oil. I love the flavor of chicken fried in corn oil. Corn oil and canola oil have roughly the same smoking point, 400 degrees. So that's why I used that blend. You want to try to, let's see how this, now we're going to just lay those in. There we go. You see how that's starting to fry, get that oil nice and hot. I'm going to go with those bigger pieces first. That was a leg, a single leg. This is one of the breasts. And we can compare this batter to the one that didn't have any buttermilk, and I'll just put those side by side. We can compare them when you're watching the show. Okay. Notice I'm using my tongs, and also notice how far away I am as I place the meat into the fryer. There's no chance of getting burned. Maybe a splatter up on my hand, but nothing on the big part of my body. So moms and dads, teach your kids to extend, or whomever's doing the cooking, teach the person to extend like that, so there's no chance of, or should I say less chance of injuries in the kitchen. You know, we always want to be safe in our kitchen. There's another breast, the wings, and I got to tell you, I love chicken wings, whether they're on the small birds like these or on the full-size chicken. Again, I'm using Cornish hens because it's just Lisa and me, and I'm able to control the portions better that way. That's just an easy way to control your portion size. Okay, remember, 4 to 6 ounces is all the meat you need, all the protein. That's a serving size, 4 to 6 ounces. All right, now shake it, shake it, shake it. This is a great way to batter that chicken or pork chop, whatever you're cooking, okay? And again, this is salt, pepper. I added a little bit of my seasoned blend in there because I just like that. And if you want to add paprika or whatever else you like when you fry your chicken, and there's my fork because Mama always had a fork out when she was frying chicken. Love you, baby. All right, so we got everything looking good here. I'm about ready to start turning those. I'm going to add the new, look at that. Isn't that coming? Oh, looky, looky, looky. The larger the piece, remember, the longer it takes to cook. So like a fry here. Another breast. And remember, I'm extending and I'm not dropping it. Don't drop it in there. Kind of lay it in. Kind of fit it in there nice and easy. And we've got the wings left, and remember I cut that back. So we've got the little back there. There's a little piece of the breast that I cut off. So I'm going to go ahead and cook that. And we're just going to let this cook. Nice hot oil. I'm going to take a look at our baked beans. What do you think, huh? Oh, and I've got my plate with a little paper towel on it so we can see how much oil drains away. We get our oil nice and hot. The bird starts to cook and it won't absorb that oil, okay? All right, y'all, back in a minute. Take a look at those baked beans. All right. The baked beans are looking pretty good out there. Let's take a look at our bird. Oh, yeah, baby. That's nice and done. Internal temp should be 165. Let's get a thermometer and check that. This is why Mama likes her fork. I'm going to grab a thermometer out. We'll check the internal temp.
Side note, when checking that internal temperature, check one of the thicker pieces, like the joints between the thigh or deep into that breastbone. Ormity, you know, Halloween just passed. He said I could be on the show with him. He did not do it.
That's it.
Did someone say Halloween? Why didn't I get to play?
I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes. Now, the residual cooking, it should heat up to 165. Let's check this piece here, the breast. I'm going to add the two wings in now. Well, there's the back, part of the back. The two wings. Whoops. My junky drawer. That's got a way to go. It's in 147. I don't know if I like the canola oil, corn oil mixture. I seem to get a prettier fried chicken when I just use the corn oil. I mean, this is not bad. It's just, it's a little darker than I like to have it look. All right, chicken is ready. Get our baked beans in, do a little taste. It's almost dinner time. That little nugget that I pulled out of there. I'm going to wind up taking a little snack with that. Okay, the tasting. Time to taste the chicken. Chicken tasting time. It's a wrapper. Welcome back to my lovely kitchen. Let's taste the chicken first. And y'all know how much I love wangs. So let's do a wang. It's a wang thing. Oh yeah. Love myself some wangs. All right, I'm just eating from the pan. I'm gonna taste the beans. I think I'm gonna serve this up with a nice little Chardonnay or a Chianti with some fava beans. No, that's terrible, isn't it? That Worcestershire sauce just adds a little smoky to it, along with the barbecue. And if you notice how on the grill it cooked down, that liquid that was in there cooks down. And if you wanted to reduce it even more, you could, to make your beans a little thicker, or yeah, thicker is a good word, thicker, gummier. It all tastes great. I think I'll serve this up with some like Hawaiian king rolls tonight, okay? Peace, everybody. Spread love. Cook for yourself and the ones you love. Me, that's Lisa, and I look forward to cooking with little Graham Otto when he's big enough to chew on my chicken. Pop loves you, Graham. Holla.
Now look at my beautiful grandson. Hi there, Graham. You are so much love. Hey, y'all check out the clip from Benny Hunter.
Take it. Oh, she knew not to fall for it. Young lady, always.
Would have got me too. So what's first, chef? What are we doing first? Ooh. All right now. The vegetable course is first, everyone. This is beautiful. Not too bad. Should we back up? Is this that thing? The training?
Don't play with fire. What do you mean? I'm a ninja.
That's it. I love
Thank you. I should have got the center seat so I could take, I should have got the center seat so I don't take any right out of pictures. I'm trying not to.
While Lisa and I were in New York, we got to do quite a bit, some incredible things. One of our favorite restaurants, the Tuscan Steakhouse. Wow. Right down the street from the Essex House. And of course, my love loves Broadway. We saw Funny Girl. Was fabulous. Did I say we dined? Oh yeah, Tuscan House has an incredible shrimp scampi with risotto. And the French onion soup there was the best I've ever had. Now check this out. The next place is Le Bon. And we had those little bitty things, those, watch them escargots go. Escargot is fabulous. However, the highlight of the trip was visiting this library. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. As I've said to you many times on this show, how much I love presidential museums. And visiting museums in general, I just love them. This Jackie Robinson Museum is probably the best place I've been. The history that they cover there, not just about Mr. Robinson, not just about his athletic prowess, his spirit, his love, his fight for social justice, his fight for racial equality, his fight for humanity. I thought I knew a lot about Mr. Robinson, Mr. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson, before I went there. I can't wait to go back. We actually joined and signed up for membership because we love the mission of this museum so much. Lisa and I both. We spent several hours there. I thought I'd be there for like 20, 30 minutes. I spent the full day there. Coming up, you'll hear Lisa read Mrs. Robinson's eloquent words to her dear love, Jackie Robinson. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson, a true not only American, not only a Negro, Black, African-American hero, a world hero. Jackie Roosevelt Robinson, the man.
I hope this tribute to my beloved Jack ignites the humanitarian spirit in all of us, not only when we convene around sport, but in all of our interactions. May it spark dialogue that leads to better understanding ourselves, our shared experiences, and the plight of others. Rachel Robinson.
On this installment of From My Garden in the Backyard, tomatoes. These are beautiful. Now, years ago when I was with the Food Network, my first producer's name was Alan Reed. He and his wife, Mady Land, owned a production called Reed Land Production. And Alan would always stress, don't date the material, that way it can live forever. Great point. However, today, I've got to point out, it's August 16. Why? 2020, August 16, 2020, it rained in Novato, California. It reminds me and feels very much like Conyers, Georgia right now. It's been in the hundreds the last 2 or 3 days, and it's going to stay that way a couple more days. So it's hot, it's steamy, it's humid. Wow! And tomatoes do great in that humid weather down in Georgia. They also do very well in the dry climate out in Northern California. So harvesting tomatoes might be one of the easiest things to do. You just look at it, determine the ripeness. Now this is a beautiful tomato here, and you should just be able to pull it right off. And if you can't, you know, always be prepared, bring your little snips, because we don't want to damage the plant. Now look at that. Is that a gorgeous tomato? Wow. This is one of my French tomatoes, some of the seeds I brought back from Paris last year, and they're just doing beautifully. So today I'm going to make for you, with French tomatoes, a Spanish dish, gazpacho. The recipe today calls for 3 pounds of tomatoes. It doesn't say specifically to peel tomatoes. However, I thought it'd be a great time to share with you how to do that. Peel a tomato. Just score the tip end, the blossom end is called. Make a little X there, and then drop it into the boiling water for about 15 to 20 seconds at most. We are not cooking the tomato. We're just heating it up. And remember, heat causes things to expand. And that skin, the tomato will stretch out of the skin. And then when we cool it down, the flesh will shrink, making it easy to peel the tomato. Chemistry of cooking. I just love that. Although I'm not a chemistry teacher. Drop it in the ice bath. Gonna turn it over the same way we did in the water, just to cool it down. Take that paring knife again, and we'll just zip it under that peel and just pull it back. See how easy that is? We haven't cooked that tomato at all. Still nice and firm, and that skin just peels right off. Why do we want to peel a tomato? Well, think about it. If you are making a vinaigrette dressing or whatever you're doing, that skin will not absorb the flavor. However, the flesh will. Now, the skin is a great source of fiber, as we know, and we need fiber in our body. And we don't need it when we're making a nice, delicate salad, do we? Easy way to peel a tomato. Here are our ingredients for the gazpacho. I've got about 3 pounds of tomatoes that I've already peeled, and you dice those up. I've got a pepper. I'm using a yellow pepper. You can use any pepper you like. Cucumber, a couple of cloves of garlic, vinegar, sherry, filtered water. Lisa loves Fiji, so I'm using Fiji. And then we need olive oil. Most call for Spanish olive oil. However, since we're in California, we're going to use a Napa Valley oil. Let's make our gazpacho. Smells so fresh. I'm going to slice it in half, then remove the seeds. Just take your spoon and scoop those right out. Prep your pepper. Now our garlic, just 2 cloves. And it's okay if it's broken because we're going to crush it up in the food blend processor anyway. Well, I've done a little housekeeping there, and I've also spruced up our garlic. What I want to do now is just chop our veggies, the cucumber. I'm going to cut it into little strips, make it easy to chop it up. Now, our star of the day, the tomatoes. Let's go ahead and prep them up. We've already peeled them, and I said I would tell you about leaving some of the stems on. This just makes it easier to handle the tomato. So what I do is just leave the stem on if I'm going to chop it or whatever. In this case, though, I'm just going to remove it with my paring knife. Just circle it, do a little circle cut there. And then just cut it up into our container. I used to love watching my mother work with tomatoes when she was making tomato soup. Speaking of tomato soups, now you see we peel these tomatoes so it makes for a nice smoother soup if you make tomato soup with these. And there's no perfect way to cut these. I'm just cutting them up. You could chop them on your cutting board. However, I feel it's I seem to, you get all the juice in there if you do it right over the bowl. So this is one of those interesting situations when you're doing a video and it's kind of boring for the viewer to watch you chop something. So check out the little top. Okay, you can fast forward. Anyway, go ahead and cut them into a bowl and make it easy for you. Well, the proof's in the pudding. Put it in your mouth to see how it tastes. Now I'm going to try the... Well, it's that time for the proof. The proof of putting it in your mouth, see how it tastes. I love doing that. Oh, that's terrible, Curtis George. 3, 2, 1. Phantom of the Opera is here. The Phantom of the Opera is here. I'm Curtis. I'm a chef. Yo, I'm with my man Devin. I'm asking Devin about this chicken from Filipino, or from the Philippines. Right? My man says it's good stuff. If it ain't, owe me 5.
So this chicken place, this fast food joint from the Philippines, Jollibee Chicken, we saw it when we first came into town in the Uber. There's several locations, I think 2 or 3 in Manhattan, Jollibee. They're in California, they're in Canada, Paris, the Philippines where they started. And it's a crazy spot. There were people like lined around the block for this place. So we got to try before we go. So the last day we're in town together, we stop in at Jollibee. The line is an hour, and I don't think I'll be going back. You try it for yourself. The pies were great, though.